Number 25, corners. Isaiah 11 verse 12, four corners of the earth. Revelation 7 verse 1, four corners of the earth. Revelation 20 verse 8, the four corners of the earth. You can't have corners on a sphere. That's because the earth is not a sphere. It's flat. Number 24, still earth. 1 Chronicles 16 verse 30, the world also shall be stable, that it be not moved. Psalm 96 verse 10, the world also shall be established, that it shall not be moved. Psalm 93 verse 1, the world also is established, that it cannot be moved. It's all consistent, clear as day. If the world isn't moving, then it's not spinning, and neither is it orbiting around the sun.
Real quick, too, we're taught that the Earth goes around the sun at 18.5 miles per second, which is 66,600 miles per hour.
23 pillars. 1 Samuel 2 verse 8, for the pillars of the earth are the Lord's, and he has set the world upon them.
And the Lord in this particular case would be Jehovah for those Jewish Nazis in Jerusalem today, and or Yahweh as the God of Israel. Two different names. Anytime something has different names, you got to question why, because there's two different races. You got to understand, folks, two races, and those two races have been breeding with one another, and one race was never to breed with the other race. One race is the Walking Dead. The other race is those of the living with the breath of life on them.
Job 9 verse 6, and the pillars thereof tremble. Psalm 75 verse 3, I bear up the pillars of it. There's nothing about a ball-shaped earth that you can fit pillars into. That's because the earth is not round, the pillars hold up a flat earth, there's a dome on top, the earth is flat. Number 22, the firmament dome. Isaiah 24 verse 18, for the windows of heaven are opened. It's a dome over a flat earth. Isaiah 13 verse 13, therefore I will make the heavens tremble. If the heavens can tremble, then it has to have solidity to it. Genesis 1 verse 6, and God said, let there be a firmament in the midst of the waters, and let it divide the waters from the waters.
Full throttle for most of the flight, 104%. We'll throttle down to 65% shortly.
So here's a question for you. How come when they launch these shuttles and stuff, they take off for about straight up for about 2 miles, and then they go into a belly roll and start heading out to sea? Because I'm telling you, if these spacecraft flew up probably about 35, 40 miles straight up, they'd collide into the dome. And you'd see that. You'd witness it. You'd see that explosion. So what is the dome? Well, the man's showing you here that Genesis, and God said, let there be a firmament in the midst of the waters, and let it divide the waters from the waters. Here, we're at 1.6 Bible Hub, separate the waters from the waters. All right? So you have what's called an expanse here, an extended surface, kind of like the surface that we live on, only this surface is above us. This is a physical surface, Rakaya, okay? Here's where you're looking that you want to pay attention. And God said, let there be a vault between the waters to separate the waters. So this...
Engines throttling up, 3 engines now at 104%. Challenger, go.
Less than 2 minutes after liftoff, the rocket speeding the shuttle at 2,000 miles an hour exploded.
Exploded. Now, I'm telling you that this here is all staged, because you can find these astronauts. So here's a picture of the astronauts that were all on the aircraft that day. And amazingly, you know, the magic number 6 of the 7 are employed. They still work. their instructors, their professors at schools. It's right there in front of your face. America, you have been lied to at such a grand scale about what's going on. Okay? You need to wake up and understand. Look here. How have I been screaming and screaming at people about a 666 system that we live in? The United States government spends approximately $6.6 trillion in fiscal year 2020. That's a line of shit. Okay? Because that would be 25% of America's deficit in 1 year. So before COVID came out 3 years ago, America's debt was $24,000. So in the last 3 years, they've won another $10 trillion in debt. Folks, I just don't get it. I don't understand how people continue to vote these demons into office and give them power. I've been screaming for years now to stop voting. When you stop voting, you turn it over to the Spirit, and you let the Spirit of truth do his work, in his glory for both good and evil, then these parasites, these demons, don't have power over you. But as long as you continue voting them into office, you're voting demons into office. And this is how we went. Check this out. That's the deficit today. Now look at here. Well, guys, I got to say all this is a line of shit. We were not $250 billion in debt. Well, we might have been in 1946, but not in the 1800s. Not when Abraham Lincoln was in office. In fact, I have videos. I've done shows on the spherical globe and the flat earth theory and all that. I've done videos on it before, and I've showed you in other videos that in the 60s, the early 60s, just 60 years ago, man, when I was a kid, the American population's debt was $500 million. So in 60 years, we've went from $500 million to $34 trillion. Okay? Power corrupts absolutely. Well, what does that mean? It means that the Spirit of truth here, Genesis chapter 1, verse 27, gave a God here. This God here is Elohim. Okay, and Elohim is plural of Eloah. It's gods in the ordinary sense, but specifically used of a supreme creator. So God created man. This God here created man in his own image. This God created man in his own image. And in the image of God, he created him, one man, Genesis Parthenos, male and female. He created them. So you remember the words spoken with NASA when they finally realized that the rocket had blown up?
On the ground, spectators not certain of what they saw, and the understated explanation from NASA.
Obviously a major malfunction.
Obviously a major malfunction. So you spend what they're saying, 6.6, mankind created on the sixth day, that's 666 trillion in a fiscal 2020 year, of which just 0.3%, 22.6 billion. Okay? 22.6 billion goes to NASA, but this number here, folks, so where did the other $6 trillion go? Folks, when are you going to stop letting these parasites steal money from you? When are you going to kill the AI? Huh? Because the AI does nothing but fluctuate money from one point to another point. You understand that we're inside of a computer simulation. I've told you guys many times. Look, here's a graph that I made. Counting A to Z in increments of 6, 12, 18, 24, 30, 36, and so on. When you add the word computer, it comes to 666. Okay, the very first computer that was ever personal home computer that was for sale, $666.66. So, what do you think that the government's been doing with all of these trillions of dollars? Okay, trillions of dollars that are being siphoned from you, the American people, to pay these extraordinary costs for a rocket show. You understand? I just showed you that NASA's budget is $22.6 billion a year, but they're telling you that it's 34 trillion here, and then that they spent 6.6 trillion. Where's all this money going if only 22.6 trillion goes? Also, folks, I want you to understand, do you know that 3/4 of 1% of your paycheck for your entire life, 3/4 of 1% of your paycheck for your entire life goes to the NASA program? A program that gives you a false reality, a fake show of a bunch of big fucking penises being launched up into the fucking sky. And America eats that shit up like it's the real deal. Do you realize just in 1 year alone, if you took this kind of money and you poured it out to the infrastructure of America, the bridges, the homeless, the hungry, do you realize how much money that you pay into a program that you can't get out of, folks? Okay? There is a firmament, and that firmament is a vault. Nothing gets out of this plane of existence. We are in a vault, and that is what it means to have a firmament above us, okay? Right there in front of you. Also, you see the glass as it breaks. What does it break up into? It breaks up into a hexagon, right? 6, right there. And when they came out with COVID, how many feet did we have to stand apart? 6 feet, right? And when we're buried, how deep is it? 6 feet under, right? So there's a firmament that's above us. This isn't what the firmament is, okay? Mankind didn't build a firmament. Everything that exists because of the mind, okay? We are spiritual beings with a mind trapped inside of a flesh suit. You must let go of the flesh in order to receive the spirit. You remember this game, this movie, The Hunger Games, right here?
John, let's get away from that tree! Let's get away from that tree!
We live underneath of a firmament, and they've been telling us so. Under the dome, where the dome meets the ground,
from the world of Sonic the Hedgehog, Knuckles. His powers are exceptional.
You after the game today, Big Jim?
No, sitting this one out, actually.
What the hell are they taking all that?
On our own.
I can't tell you if what happened is an act of terror or an act of God.
Mouse. Only 100%. I love you.
It's been. What the hell are they taking all our truck?
Seen in Under the Dome where a cow gets split in half? Seen Under the Dome where a cow gets split in half? Oh shit. Sorry, I thought I shut that off. All right, here we are. There you go right there. So right here, the music industry, folks, is putting it in your face in the album covers. There's so much truth in album covers because you got to understand that darkness, evil, has to present the truth to you. Okay? When you stand before the Spirit on that day of judgment, okay, you're going to, Satan is going to be an adversary. He's going to be a prosecutor against you. He's going to be saying, hey, man, I showed them over and over and over. I gave them the truth right in front of their faces, and they refused to hear the truth. Hollywood and music industry and everybody is telling you that we live under a dome.
It's a dome over a flat earth that separates the waters above the dome. I read this so many times and I didn't see what was going on. I read the word firmament, didn't understand it, but it makes so much sense now when you take it literally. Strong's Concordance defines the word firmament as a solid expanse, roughly like the domed roof on this building here. Here's the...
Now that I don't agree with. I don't believe that the firmament is a solid expanse. I believe that the firmament above us is waters. It's the waters from the waters. Let God separate the waters from the waters. Let God separate the waters from above from the waters below. So we have water above us, and this is why our sky is blue. Not because of the stupid fucking reason that science tells you that the sky is blue.
The inside of that dome and the stars that we see in the sky would be fixed into this solid firmament, and the whole thing rotates around a flat, stationary Earth. That's why all the stars move around the sky together as one set piece, because you can only have a solid dome separating the waters above from the waters and seas below on a flat Earth with the atmosphere in the middle.
Right here, this is the North Pole. It's constant. It never moves. Okay. This is where you could possibly get your northern lights, but this hole right here, this little black hole right here, there could be many black holes. This could be a portal into this plane of existence. Understanding that the man's semen is XY chromosome and that the womb itself is also a portal. I'm telling you, the music industry is teaching you the truth. So, see the sky? It's all red, right? Now, in the Bible, it talks about a place called Nibiru. And they call Nibiru Planet X. They have a lot of names for it. They got a number for it. The planet of the aliens. All right? Not doomsday. Christian theorists say it's the beginning of 7. But the point here is that, here, I'll show you. So here you got an image, all right? Now I want you to pay close attention to what I'm showing you. In these pictures, they're always showing you that Nibiru here is a fiery planet, okay? And that this fiery planet are where these aliens come from, all right? And Nibiru is on a 3600 calendar year circuit. Let me show you something. A face like a snake. Here, let's mute this and listen to the lyrics, because this is a morbidly disgusting and, truth bomb again about what they're saying to you. So he's singing about a black hole sun. All right? And this here is what they're talking about. a portal. All right? You got to understand that Gentile means a jinn, which is something that was created from smokeless fire. Okay? That's what a jinn is. That's why they're called Gentile, because Gentile are Gentile in flesh. Notice the people being sucked up? Right there, folks. So, something they're showing you right in plain sight, man. Okay? That there's something. Now, I believe that we're magnetic creatures. In this plane of existence here, that's what binds us to this earth. The flesh suit is a magnetic flesh suit. No such thing as gravity, folks. There's only density.
From the waters and seas below, on a flat earth with the atmosphere in the middle. It doesn't work on a ball-shaped earth. Number 21, the firmament dome continued. Isaiah 44, verse 24, I am the Lord who made all things, who alone stretched out the heavens, who spread out the earth by myself. Well, you can't spread something out by rolling it into a ball.
Makes sense to me.
18, verse 9, he bowed the heavens also. 2 Samuel 22, verse 10.
He bowed the heavens also.
Says, he bowed the heavens also.
He bowed the heavens. So, here, images of Hebrew cosmology. Right there, he bowed the heavens. He separated the waters above from the waters below. They call this Sheol. This is supposedly hell. This is where souls are melted down and become fuel for the fire. This is also what? Oil. Okay? This is all the oils in all the lands. The earth produces oil. You could go to an oil well, suck that oil well dry of every ounce of oil that it has in it, and then come back to that oil well like 50 or 60 years later, and that oil well will be full again, because the earth is a living and breathing, I guess, a machine. I've said that we live in a certain simulation, so that's what it is. It's a living, breathing machine. But this plane of existence here that we live on was made from a lowercase god, as I showed you earlier.
5186 describes the word bowed as bend. The heavens bend around us. It's a domed heaven around a flat earth. Number 20, the sun. There are 67 Bible verses that reference the sun moving. You can easily look this up. Here's a title on one website that lists them all. But zero, zilch, nothing, no Bible verses at all that ever make reference to the earth moving. So, at the very least, the Bible supports a geostationary earth.
The earth cannot be moved.
Number 19, Bible codes. If you're familiar with Bible codes, then you'll know there's a matrix of flat earth clusters from Luke 13, verse 28 to Luke 14. Here's the matrix.
And there's your code. I told you that the Bible is a code, and it's meant to be written as read as a code. Proverbs chapter 1, verse 7. Let's see. Let's do this. 1 through 7. Give me. Search that. Okay, Proverbs of Solomon, son of David. Okay, David is the king. We got a problem with that, though. Okay, because Jesus sent his angels to the churches to testify that he is the root and offspring of David. This is who Jesus is talking about when he says that. The bright morning star. That's your star that you place on top of your Christmas trees. Okay? For gaining wisdom and instruction and understanding words of insight, for receiving instructions in a prudent behavior, doing what is right and just and fair, for giving prudence to those who are simple-minded. Okay, the problem with this plane of existence is our leaders exploit the poor. They get rich off of the poor. Do you understand that? If all the poor on the face of this earth came together and said, you know what, we're going to exterminate the fucking government. Guess what? No, and everybody's just equal. Nobody's above the other person. Okay? Everybody, anyways, that would be everybody that serves the spirit of truth and walks in the truth. All right? Knowledge and discretion to the young. Let the wise listen and add to their learning, and let the discerning get guidance. Let those that want the truth get guidance for understanding proverbs and parables, the sayings and the riddles of the wise. The Bible is a book of riddles that was written by the wise. All right? And the wise know that the fear of the Lord, Yahweh, Jehovah, whatever you want to call him, is the Yahweh, which is all questionable. If Israel is one nation, the 12 tribes were all one nation and stuff, then shouldn't have those 12 tribes all been in agreement of what God's name was? Because I see Yah and Yahweh and Yahweh as three different names, and that could very well be a trinity within itself. So, the fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge, but fools despise wisdom and instruction. I've showed you a couple things already and talked a little bit about 666. Revelations 13:18 Bible Hub. I didn't say that. Revelations 13:18 Bible Hub.